Hey, greetings everyone, it's GleeCon, and pow pow pow. I'm back once again with another episode of Lore of Warcraft. Thank you so much for joining in. On the last episode, we plugged away, and if you just tuned out all of my weird side chatter, what we were accomplishing was kind of the middle period of the Dustwallow Marsh questline. In our classic walkthrough completionist version, this was a horde run. We really finished off all of the weird stuff with Jarl, Bold, Slingblade character, and did some running around. And what we saved ourselves is the small packet of higher end quests in the zone. It's a horde exclusive part. It's going to be the final part of our episode of Dustwallow Marsh as we look at the black dragons in that area. So stay a while and listen to this episode of Lore of Warcraft. Black Dragons is a bit of a stretch. It's true on technicality, but we're really going to be looking at the Black Dragon flight in its weaker formations. It's why this is not an elite quest or anything. We're coming down here and we're going to be fighting Black Dragon Spawn and Black Dragon Kin. So we have 3 quests currently. We need to kill 15 of the Fire Main, because despite the fact that fire is kind of the sphere of influence of the Red Dragon flight, it's also the Black Dragonflight basically breathes fire, even though I think if you wanted to take it to be like a Dungeons and Dragons, every color should be assigned its own type of breath weapon. Maybe you could see it more as like a molten earth-based lava type of thing. Although for all intents and purposes, they both breathe fire. So the Fire Main, and that's because we're going to be fighting a lot of fire-based mobs. Fire Main Scouts, Ashtails, and Scalebanes. The Scouts are the most prolific. We need 15. We need 10 Tails and 5 Scalebane. Now that is just the crew that ran out the ogres, so one dude wants revenge against them. Meanwhile, the two-headed mage, he actually feels like something more is going on here, and there's a reason why suddenly the Black Dragon Kin ran them out, so he wants us to find out, and to do this divination magic that he has planned, he's going to need to have pieces of the Black Dragon. So we're going to go after the babies. We're going to kill the babies and get 15 of their hearts and tongues. That's going to wind up entailing that we kill around probably 30 to 40, because the drop rate is not 100%. While both can drop, you basically find whatever your lowest level 1 is, and you can do the math on that one. So I believe when I did this the first time, it was the hearts that were a lower drop rate. If we're lucky, it's about a 1 and 2 drop rate. That'll put us around 30, but I think it's closer to 1 and 3. So probably somewhere in the 30 to 45 range. And finally, Overlord Mok'Morokk has given us an elite quest, but it's not really elite. As we're fighting these mobs, we need to be looking for 3 things: his snuff, his grog, his strongbox, because the real quote-unquote leader of the ogres has his priorities in order, and he knows what he cares about. So we're going to start by getting his grog over here in this camp, and I didn't do that on purpose. I just planned on clearing in this general direction. Okay, now if you want the Scalebane, there are some guys, they pat along the southern edge of the swamp. If you're having a tricky time finding the Scalebane, they actually can be found throughout. The Ashtail, I believe, wind up being the easiest to find because they're all over, and I think for every Scalebane you fight, you have to kind of disentangle and fight them with an Ashbane, so it's kind of interesting. I don't know why I'm taking this weird... Oh, there's raptors on top of this hill. I don't want that. Alright, so there's an Ashtail. There's his grog. What I came this way for. And I'm going to take a peek inside this cave just in case there's something cool in there. There's a scout in there, so let's go for that. I'm going to buff up with a weapon buff and my lightning shield. And we're going to go into the hills. I see a Scalebane in there, so we might be able to avoid all of this if we fight our way into the cave. Now, this used to be considered... These used to be elite guys. That fire shield is a bit annoying. It's essentially like a lightning shield. So now every time I hit this guy, I'm going to get hurt with fire, much in the same way that I do. But if you look, we can also, my wife's favorite, we can skin this people. She really loves skinning humanoids. I don't know why. It's her favorite. Use every part of the creature, regardless of the kind of creature they are. I see another scout coming, so I'm going to pull this guy just a pinch. So we don't aggro a 2v1 situation. We could purge him. So as I purged him now, the fire is off. That's actually kind of worth it. So that's a nice situation. If you happen to be one of the couple classes that can do some sort of purge, that's cool. Alrighty, and we're going to continue on deeper. Why not? There's no reason why not to. Now, yeah, his strong box is actually deeper in here. So that's cool too. So definitely, let's fight it. There's an ash tail. So for a couple reasons, luckily we got him right at the last minute. So we're getting a lot of thick leather, which is nice, but I remember I kind of am waiting out for heavy leather because we can use that to make thick leather. So we're going to go Stranglethorn Veil. I am going to fight these. I decided to just let it happen. Okay. And I just purged him too. It does seem to have quite a negative effect on them. It's pretty nice. That purge is absolutely worth it. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so even in a 2v1 situation, the shaman's pretty good, even with all these totems. They're pretty... They do guzzle that mana, but... It just made me remember. Little joke I had. That's a second thick hide we found, so that's cool. The thick hides are already worth 0 points, though. So that's just going to help us with recipes. I mean, if there is any... They're as desirable... Here's another Scalebane. If they're as desirable as the heavy hides, then it is useful to have that. So I'm going to reserve my mana for keeping these buffs on and also constant purges. I think that's probably good. Oh, look, we got 2 Worn Dragon Scales. I have 1 in my bank. That's now a second one. I don't know what we can do with those. And why not? Get a little Moonberry, get a little healing potions, and some silver. Not a lot there. Alright, so I'm going to keep on keeping on in this cave here. And here's another Ashtail. I think the Ashtails, if you look at them with their little hood and their more slighter frame, they seem to be, you know, more of a closest thing we're going to get to like a magic using style. The Scalebanes are obviously the big tough ones, and the Scouts are probably, you know, that neutral, that center piece, that medium, mid. Although I believe mid means something else nowadays. Something cool that the kids say. There's a true silver deposit. We're looking for those with Glee Contessa, and of course we never find them when we need them. Alright, so let's see if we aggro another one. This path I'm on right now should take us to his strongbox, which is the second thing we need, and then we'll just need his snuff. Love me some snuff. That's actually not true. Take it back, kids. I'm not promoting snuff. I can't say with 100% certainty that I've ever used snuff before. I think it's a weird concept. I did, when I was a teenager, I used to work in a gas station. That was from the age of about 18 to 20. That was my job. I was a graveyard shift gas station attendant. And I liked that job, actually. It was pretty chill. You got to interact with people at various times. I got to be held up at gunpoint a few times. You got to spend a lot of time restocking. You were really left to your own devices a lot, and there was a law because of the danger. Once we had been held up a few times, then they passed like some kind of, maybe not a law, but a policy at the company. I worked for a big chain gas station. That said that you had to have 2 people on any given shift. Alright, we got the strong box here in the back of the cave. So then it was always me, and it was always just weird people. Like I was a young, like I said, 18, 19, 20-year-old dude. And the people I worked with were always pretty weird cats themselves. Because it had to be people, it was always people that were like, cool with the midnight hours. Like coming to work at, I think I used to get to work at 10 or 11 at night. And then I would get off at 10 or 11 in the morning. And that was how I lived my life for a couple years. So, neat. We've already killed 5 Scalebanes in this place. So, I guess we can dip without killing any more. I didn't realize we already hit all 5 of them. But we've only killed 3 Ashmanes and 3 Scouts. So, they're going to be a little bit trickier to find. But one of the guys I worked with was a weird, scrawny... Like, you could just tell this is the kind of guy who in high school had, like, no friends. He was a... just a scrawny, squeaky, nerdy dude. He prided himself on the fact that he never brushed his teeth. He hadn't brushed his teeth in years. Now, he was still young enough that those teeth had not fallen out. He loved soda, and he was an enormously huge... He was a big fan of anything that would be considered, like, Southern culture. So he loved NASCAR. He loved guns. He loved camo. He loved the military. He loved... I don't know what else I can say. Country music, all that kind of stuff. But he was not... anything that might maybe, like, on his appearance, make him more like a rugged man, an outdoor man. He was all about that, but he was the most squeaky, nerdy, big Adam's apple, gangly dude, and it was a weird thing. But at his core, he was a big rule follower. He was a little narc. So, he got on my nerves sometimes. And he actually, well, it was my own actions, but he played a part in why I was eventually told to not work at that company anymore. Actually, it was probably the only time that I had a true firing in my whole career where I was asked to let go, and it was deserved. I overslept and was late for work, quite late, like a couple hours late one day, and so he was my partner that night, and he was freaking out, and he was like, because of that rule that said you had to have 2 people on, he didn't want to be there alone at 1 in the morning or whatever, which is valid also, and so I hustled and came in and got there late. Now that in itself, you're not going to get let go for that. What got me let go was because I was the manager there. By that point, I had worked there a couple years, and in gas station time, that's forever. So at this point, I was the shift manager, or assistant manager, and I put down on my timesheet that I was not late because I didn't want to get in trouble with the bosses, and also shorted on my paycheck. Well, unfortunately, he had already called the bosses and let them know that he was freaking out and that I was late. And it just never came up in conversation that evening, so the bosses knew I was late. They saw that on my timesheet I did not clock in late, and I was immediately let go. Because for stealing from the company, stealing time from the company, which is technically true. I think back in the day, minimum wage, I probably made $8 or $9 an hour. I made just over minimum wage, so I did steal approximately $15 from that gas station company, and that is wrong. So it was one of those things also where I didn't fight very hard for the whole situation because I was going away to college. So I was working there and saving up my money, so I already had a kind of escape plan. And that was my ignominious exit from my gap year between college and high school and college. ended poorly, and all I can say is I've tried to learn to be better about that sort of thing. And hey, you know, I was a teenager, so it was certainly not my most wise or responsible moment in time, but it was, you know, the actions of a kid. I was also, you know, I was on my own and raising myself pretty much from the time I was about 16 on. So I didn't have a lot of people showing me the ropes, so I was kind of just picking it up as I went along and you know, using my own moral compass. All right, so I've kind of cleared out that first little area right there, and we're gonna head on. What we haven't been doing, we've been really focusing on the army of the Black Dragon, which is cool. Altogether, we need to kill 30 of those guys, and we've killed 19, so we made good progress. There are a couple other camps here. I guess we'll go to this other one because his other where's his other thing at? I don't remember. But he does have one more piece of something somewhere. Just don't remember where his snuff is at, but I think it's there. It is. So let's go into the center of this camp where we can get the snuff, the second box. Looks like it is in the dead center. All right, so yeah, and these ashtails seem to have almost like a flame nova. They're a little bit annoying too, because when they get to the very end like that of their life, I feel like I don't want to waste my. I guess I should have wasted. Okay, here's some more scouts. We only need one more ashtail, and then it's all scouts. And now it's kind of coming back to me that because of the quantity of scouts, that's actually what ends up being. There's some of the hatchlings being the harder hunt. I believe there are two types of baby dragons. There are the halflings, but there's also a second type. Is there any cool food for us to eat? I guess I can eat this ham steak for a second, since we just got it for free. But we might as well go in here and get the whatever it's called. Yeah, so here's an ash, the final ash tail, and now it's just, now we can fight dragons, the whelps, and then I think there are hatchlings. We can fight those too to our heart's content. But it's going to be really, we can really avoid as many as we want at this point. Except for the baby dragons we need. Perfect. So that should also clear off some of our map. If you notice, a lot of those swords disappeared. Cool. We're down to just needing 8 scouts. Now these whelps are a little bit annoying, and you can see right now they're coming after us. Now, it's interesting that they are not... Ooh, that was quick. That was tough. Tough sitch there. These dragons hit like a truck because they're hitting you with elemental damage. I should probably eat one of my other foods that have some spirit involved. All right, we didn't get a heart or a tongue from that guy. What do we have here? That's 12 stamina for the sausage. The only other thing we have is the 12 that you get for the clamlets. All right. Oh, good thing. Oh no, we just picked up 2. So these guys operate in pats. So that's basically what just happened to us. We just got hit by a pat. Oh man. Oh good, that guy just came and saved me. So that's cool. Okay, so they just hit me with a... They just hit me with something, and it was looking low for me. But when I got hit by those pats, but that was cool. So it was able to tag one more scout. They're off and about, and it's a 24 Tauren and a 42. I mean, a 42 of each, a Tauren and an undead. So that's cool. All right, so here we go. We would have. I mean, I think I would have been okay. I could have popped a potion if I needed to or whatnot. But it was bad luck to get a pat right at that time when I was low on resources already. Alright, so this will be our 10th scout. We're still going to be missing 5, and we still need to fight our way into the snuff box here. But I gave them a thanks, and they said, of course, good luck. Alright, so now here's where we got to be a little bit careful, because there's his thing, but also don't care about any of these ash mains. We only want scouts. There's a scout over there. Okay, I got his snuff. So we did get... His concern was the easiest thing. Smash and grab your way in to get his stuff. His snuff. And that was the point of my story before, was the snuff. So why... When I worked there, you know, a gas station in the south, we, of course... One of the main things, if you are a gas station attendant, one of the main things you are selling in your life are cigarettes. And I've worked in gas stations across the country, and cigarettes are the #1 bought item, pretty much, no matter where you go. Maybe, you know, I guess drinks. Okay, we got our first tongue. Like soda or whatever. Juice, soda. If you just put drink as a category, maybe that's actually #1. Scratchers are pretty popular too, but tobacco products are definitely way up there. And in the South, maybe elsewhere too. But I really feel like in the South this was more of a thing. When I worked in more metropolitan gas stations and liquor stores, this wasn't as much of a thing. But chewing tobacco and snuff were both sold pretty frequently, daily. Definitely chewing tobacco a lot more common than snuff, and I did try that when I was younger just to see what all the fuss was about. I tried it once, and it was disgusting to me. It tasted like a chewy, chemically, and it did not... It gave me like a... made me either feel nauseous or sick to my stomach or give me a headache. I can't remember, but... didn't do anything positive for me on a physiological level, and it tasted disgusting. I just remember it tasting like soaked chemicals. I don't remember what brand. I think it was just a neutral, middle-of-the-road brand, like Skoal or something like that. And I don't remember if I've ever tried snuff, because it just seems weird. If my understanding and memory of snuff is right, I think it's basically like a powdered tobacco and you snort it, which just seems weird. Just huffing it up your nose, like some of these guys we played. So this ogre wants some snuff. They talk about snuff a lot in World of Warcraft. A lot of characters, goblins, ogres. There's a second tongue. So already, like I mentioned, heart will seem to be our common denominator, and we are... we've killed around 4 or 5, and we haven't had one drop yet. So if that's the case, we might end up killing 60 of these hatchlings. We will see. I think we're going to aggro on that hatchling right now. Okay. And it's possible that the other ones, because I think there's hatchlings and maybe wormlings, maybe the other ones have a better chance at the heart, but they can both drop both. I mean, this one's not even shooting fire. That's cool. The cool thing is, you know, we haven't had like any skinning this entire time, and now all of a sudden We're skinning like demons. Okay, that's our third tongue. We still need 3 more scouts, and then we're really cooking. Well, we got more dragon scales too. That's awesome also. All right, so let's go down to the final compound to the south to look for scouts. The dragons, the baby dragons are everywhere. We can just kill them as we go. That's really kind of our goal now, is to find these baby dragons. But we're going to go hopefully to hot spots where we can see scouts. This area is called the Dragon Merc, and there are more steps to this chain. So I don't know if we're going to create some redundancy. See, there's a hatchling, there's a whelp. The hatchling seems to be emphasizing hitting me, not breathing fire. That's all it's done so far is hit me. He just parried. Or she. Okay, we got our first heart. So really, like I said before, you can kind of sort of disregard one or the other. So if we disregard the tongues and just think about the hearts, it's not the scale veins. So if you look here, you now have a padding scout, and it is padding with a an ashmane. Also, there are gators close by, and at least that's what I was trying to avoid. Okay. And that's the problem with the scouts, is do you wind up just killing both of them? Why not? You could. Okay.
I can't leave that.
Didn't get anything good there. Fantastic. But we are getting lots of heavy leather. I like that. Alright, so let's head down and look around for more scouts, more baby dragons. Scouts and baby dragons. Baby dragons is probably our highest priority. If we see scouts, we can get them. Otherwise, in the time that we spend killing the dragons, the scouts will probably repopulate. And we can just wait for some easier ones instead of having to kill them in pairs with the ashtails. They kind of wander all around the area, but as you saw, they're in a pat with an ashtail partner each time. There we go, we got one of each. Told you that could happen. So now we're at 2 hearts. And unless our rarity drops on the tongues, we can basically track hearts, not care about the other. Alright, there we go. Another tongue. I see a little combo of dudes right there. That looks like Ashmane. Oh, that's a scout Ashmane combo. And I suppose we could go after him. Okay, so this is the whelp. It seems like the whelps have this little fireball that they shoot, and that's the main difference. The hatchlings are more melee, and the whelps. Oh, we got our third heart. Fantastic. We're 20%, 1/5 of the way there. Gotta be careful if we decide to take on 2 dragons. Nice. Got nothing from it, but okay. But it was double hatchlings. That's what made that actually saved us. If it was a hatchling and a whelp, that fireball, getting hit with that fireball the whole time would have been a little annoying. Nice. But we got nothing from either of those buttholes. So I've been working my way south. I guess I can continue to do so. I think there are like little camps also. Little like stumps, like blackened, burnt out stumps where there are small pockets of dragonkin. So that's something to keep an eye on. Looks like there's a lot of gators around here too. As you work your way away from that stuff, the density is less, and see, we can just find some scattered flying dragons around. So that's cool. Looks good to me. Okay, so now there's another scout. They're kind of moving away from me. I will fight one at this point. But gotta find him. Dang, nothing on that guy. Alright, there's a whelp. I don't like the whelps, but is what it is, right? Nothing from that one either. But hey, it's free. Lots of leather. I will take all this leather. Actually kind of want to sort of travel in the other direction. So I'm going to turn around and work my way back south after this kill. So what's the story behind these guys? Well, the whole reason we're pursuing this is because basically this burnt out these caves that we've just come upon. That was the Stone Mall Ogre compound. Just got another tongue. And the baby black dragons, but mostly the black dragon scaleborn, the dragonkin, the scaleborn, the ashmaids, and the scouts, they basically came in force and just chased the ogres out, killed many of them, and they had to run. They actually wanted to stand and fight, but their leader was like, run, we cannot beat these guys, and he's not wrong. So why did that happen? There you go, we got one of each, we're up to 4 hearts. So why did that happen is a big question that we will not find out anytime soon. But what we can also now see is that baby black dragons have proliferated throughout the swamp. So that it is a connection for whatever reason. Now, were they always here? I don't think so. The ogres make it sound like no. So for whatever reason, black dragons most likely have come to roost here and start spawning babies here to grow the black dragon flight. And to do that, they picked a good spot. There we go. We got another heart. We're 5 and 15. To do that, they picked a good spot, which happened to be the ogre's home. They didn't care. They chased them out, which also, you know, makes sense. Black dragons, particularly evil-minded dragons, just wouldn't care. They're going to take what they want. All other creatures are inferior beings, right? So just like we would do, if we moved into a place, we would chase out all the wild animals, the flora, the fauna, heck, even the indigenous peoples, and make this country our own. So I guess you can't super judge them, except that we are on the side of the ogres in this case, since they were our allies as part of the horde. By the way, we're at 280 skinning. That's pretty good. From skinning all these little whelps. Skinning is probably the single easiest profession to level up in all of Warcraft. With herbalism not far behind it. Alright, got a heavy hide. I like those. Alrighty. Okay, so yeah, we still need 10 of these hearts. It's a little bit lame. I'm not gonna go all the way down there. That's a little bit too far. Why is there a couple dragons over there? I don't know. There's a cave. I wonder what else is involved in that cave. We might go there because, like I said, there's still a couple quests left. There's more things in the chain. I don't know what they are. I don't remember. Okay, let's make our way over there. I want to fight those two because we still need 3 scouts, and that would be cool. Do this lesser healing wave. Alright, let's fight this guy. Oh no. That's terrible. Okay, so we unfortunately I'm getting hit by the dragon too. That is not what I wanted. Okay. Oh no, I gotta run now. Because I just picked up another dragon. So, there's no way I'm living through all of that. This dragon still wants me because he's a jerk. They might re-aggro back onto me from killing my totems, but that was bad luck with all of the. And of course, I ended up killing the Ashmane and not the Scout, and the Scout's the one I actually want. So let's go get this guy. Okay, and then we'll go back and get some of those other dragons. So this will be our 13th one. We'll be down to just a couple scouts. So if we do this a couple more times, we'll be in good shape. Perfect that time. I didn't even have to... I crit, so I didn't have to... What's it called? Innervate? Purge. I didn't have to purge him. The Purge. Let's get this little jerk. The whelpling, that was the beginning of all of our problems. This guy might aggro back on, but yep, he's gonna. Okay. All right. We could probably actually throw up this grounding thing too. If we really wanted to. Look at that. That was a nice hit. Alright, we got one more heart. That brings us to 6. We're 40% done. Got nothing. We got a flame sack. That's good for cooking. Ooh, what is that? A 10 agility necklace. That's pretty cool. Not necessarily for me, but pretty neat. Plus 10 agility necklace. And it's requires level 37. If you wanted a pure agility build, pretty cool. Now, there's almost nothing like that. Most of the time, you're going to want strength, agility combined. But maybe you could get like a couple gold. I'm not going to bother. We need to check and see if I got that Widowmaker. If I get anything from that. I have nothing in the... It must not be 24 hours since yesterday, because I put it on for 24 hours. So I must not have sold it yet, which means that I'm going to fail my sell and get it back, which means my 1 gold was wasted. I don't know if you get your deposit back. If you don't, then I quit this game forever. No. If you don't, then I'm out a gold. If you do, then I'm still just out time. There's another one of those big old Scalebanes if you want to fight that instead. We don't need to. Here's some more hatchlings. Okay, so we're kind of like on the edges, the fringes of the swamp here. Working our way. We still need 9 hearts. And still need 2 scouts. So this is definitely the long, grindy part of today's episode. I don't think we're going to have to grind very much more. I don't think there's anything. Oh, cool. We got 1 of each. All right, so we're up to 7. We're about halfway done on the hearts. Cool. Don't want the Scalebane. If you notice, it's just... There's flame collars. So this is a tougher part. We may end up going this route. I think we do, actually. I think we do. Just not yet. So I think that's the next part. When we get step 2 and step 3 of this identifying the brood. I think that's the one that has 3 steps. But it looks like there's supposedly some scouts out this way, so we'll check it out. I don't know what that boat's all about either. But also some dragons are supposed to be around here. Yeah, they're not very thickly populated, but mean, if we can find dragons that have a greater drop rate, I'd be stoked. But I don't know that we're going to find that. I like this hammer. It's a pretty nice, fast swinging hammer. That's why the DPS is so good. But yeah, the speed is pretty good for a hammer, I feel like. That was another waste. A dragon with a flame sack. I don't need no stinking flame sacks. So I've been talking about it, and now that it's here, I haven't talked about it. But it's break time, baby. I am on vacation. I have 2 weeks off. This is also a raid we're looking at right here. That is Onyxia's Gate. That just freaking gives it away right there. So now you know something called Onyxia is what this is all about. She is a raid that is going to be something that we'll do. I think it's going to be cool. I look forward to it, but we're not doing it anytime soon. It might be the earliest raid that we end up... Ah! Oh no. I just spilled water all over my precious notebook. The main page that I use to help me sort my stuff. That is a bummer. I mean, all I can do is sort of kind of let it dry out here. And, yikes. I guess, the good thing is I've looked at it and written on it so much. It's already so faded, and I probably know it by heart. I should probably revamp it and do a better picture. I do remember now that I'm looking at this. One of the quests is coming out to these little smoky trunks and getting, I think, destroying those eggs. So that's part of it. That is one of the other 2 steps we have to do. And maybe like one of the third steps is just like you know, hey, go talk to my friend 5 feet away. Maybe we'll get lucky. One of them's like that, or I don't know if that's lucky, but my notebook. That was okay. We got a tongue. Like I said, useless. We don't have to track them. There is another duo of Scout Ashtail. So we're going to go fight this duo just to get our 14th Scout. Okay, we're going to go after... Oh, dang it. I put the wrong second totem down. I used that too soon here. Pooping the bed on this, but that's okay. Alright, that one's done. Yeah, he must have the flame shield on, even though I didn't see him drop it. But yeah, guys, I am really stoked. I have, you know, there will be some things coming up with the holiday season and all that. A little bit of busyness here and there. Tomorrow is going to be, I think, kind of a reset day. I'm going to sleep in a little bit. I'm going to wake up and make my video, so get that going. Get a nice early morning one on where we will start the next zone, which for us is going to be looking already to the sheet again. Stranglethorn Vale. So, there we go. We got another heart. We have 8. We're just past halfway now. So we'll get some of that going. That'll be cool. And then I'm going to just start cleaning around the house. My wife, as I talked about a couple episodes ago on my mega 2-hour cookie rant, she's been on cookie mode, so I've been trying to keep up with the cleaning on it, but she has been surpassing her nonstop cooking and baking in my work schedule has meant that the hours of that she's devoted to cooking has outstripped the hours I've devoted to cleaning. So I did clean one day for about 4 straight hours. But she's we've re-undone all of that and more. So I got to take some time. There's a lot of things around the house I want to do. And then I will have the family Christmas. Sounds like in the evening. That'll be my evening. And I don't know how that's going to go. it's typically over the years this has been something that we do where it's an opportunity to get together. So where there you go, we got our 9th heart, fantastic, 60% done. Where we can exchange, where the younger kids can exchange gifts, but and the older, the adults in the family can hang out and socialize and, have a few adult beverages, play, hang out together, play some games or whatever. We do the little white elephant things, we do some other things, and it's typically pretty fun. But as the kids have gotten older, my older kids are in their 20s, so they don't really fall into that kid category anymore, where they're not sitting under the tree. And even now, the youngest, I mean, I do have some nieces. I have a niece that is like around 8. Ooh, we got another heart-tongue combo. So hearts are actually catching up to tongues. I've kind of like jinxed myself. But we are 10 out of 15. We're 2/3 of the way done. But even her, she's the youngest one, and the next closest gap is maybe almost 13, 12 going on 13. So other than the one young kid, all of us are 12 or 13. There we go. We got another heart. Okay, I jinxed it. Now they're actually tied. So now we actually do have to track both. We have 11 out of 15 for both. So it's it's kind of weird because it's like I don't want to tell the older kids, hey, you can't come, but then even my other wife's like older. I mean, my sister, her oldest son is like 20 now, 19. I think he's 19. He'll be 20 soon. So even he is starting to be like, you're 19, dude. Like, crad. I just aggroed the Pat. I'm gonna run. I put a slowing totem down, but it didn't work. They either resisted it or it didn't catch them. I'll go back in and kill those fools. I do want to, for daring to do this to me, but let's go ahead and eat that other spider sausage that I had. I need some space anyway. So anyway, it's also you can't put it in people's heart to tell them what to do. That's not what the spirit of gift giving is about. So I like to give gifts to my nieces and nephews, even if they're a little bit, starting to become 19, 20 years old. But I think my older kids kind of, they don't have as good a time. They kind of get shafted a little bit. So they don't really want to come. Also, you're driving across town to go to like a family thing. Like, even think about when you were a kid, like, how many times were you like, ooh, yes, I really want to. I mean, maybe that's your family dynamic. Okay, we just got another tongue. So tongues are catching back up. Oh, we got a single scout over there. I'd rather fight the single scouts than the Pats. This is actually the last scout we're going to need. So, anyway, family, it's never simple with family. So, I will be dealing with that. I will hope to be having a good time, but I have to navigate all of the potential pitfalls that come along with a group of people who you hope that you love, but you might not like, and who maybe do things that will rub people that you live with, your chosen family, your married family, and your children the wrong way, and then you're stuck where you have like, oh, well, on the one hand, I have to deal with the actions of my family that I was born with, which I have no choice over. They are who they are. But on the other hand, they are, and because of that, there's a sort of, I wouldn't say unconditional love, not like that, but certainly a more forgiving love I think we have for our own family than other people will have for them. why there's always frequently problems people have with their in-laws and stuff. So, fun times, but we're going to get done early before Christmas, and then Sunday I will come in here and make another episode. I'll recap it for you. I'll let you know if anybody got their head chopped off or anything like that. Hopefully not. It'd be extreme. We're done with our Army of the Black Dragon, by the way. We just need these stinking broods. And unfortunately, the brood are the most important part. They're the part that our quest chain is tied to. So we can't even go back and kill turn some of these in and then kill more. Like, oh, wow, we'll keep killing these while we work on the next chain. No, these are the gateway to the next chain. But we will take... So we'll continue Stranglethorn on Sunday. I'll have some nice football ahead of me that day. Looking forward to another good game. And now my wife's schedule's a little bit off. I was really planning on making a lot of Patreon episodes. But that's not going to happen. So I should be able to make... I should still be able to make one... I should be able to make one Patreon episode, but I'm already behind, and it's going to be a little bit later in the week. It'll be like on Thursday, because my wife, as a kind of a Christmas present to herself, also took like basically the whole week off, but she does have to work the day after Christmas. So that's the one day she works, and on that day, that's when I'll probably make my Patreon, where we finally get to the halfway point of the Altair Chronicles. So if you want to check that out, that should be there. And I will slip in one extra episode. So you'll get actually, in total, you'll get a couple, because Monday and Tuesday I will make daytime episodes. Tuesday's Christmas Eve. Oh, we might not. Well, actually, Christmas, we're going to do it a little different. I forgot. Because Christmas Eve, I'm going to make, instead of making a shorter episode, on Christmas Eve, I will make an episode of, the story. There is some lore leading up to Christmas, so we'll do that. Leading up and involving Christmas, and then Christmas Day, there you go, we got one of each, so we're at 12 and 13, we're at 80% of the way with these hearts. Then Christmas and the day after Christmas, we will run Alliance and Horde, respectively, their Christmas present episodes. We'll open up the presents each day on our episodes for that, because that's the earliest type of quests that I'll do. I think there's 4 types of presents you can open. I think you can open up 1 per day, and you just pick what kind you want. And I think there's 4 or 5. The total presents are open. We got another tongue. Are open, I think, for 6 total days, because it's open until the end of the New Year. 6 or 7 days. So you got about a week. So each day we will start our episodes over that week by opening our presents. We'll go for both Alliance and Horde. It won't matter. We'll open up our presents and just start each episode with that. It does mean that since we'll be questing in Stranglethorn or whatnot, that we'll be heading back and forth to that over and over again. Not a lot we can do about that, but it is, we're going to want our Christmas presents. We'll see how it goes. And because we'll be questing with with Alliance, actually, we'll do that each day, but also, we got an Aquamarine from that one. Like our Horde character, her Glee Contessa, we'll be able to park her right in camp, right in Orgrimmar. Because it's Orgrimmar, the Christmas quests are based out of Orgrimmar for the Horde, and for the Alliance, they are based out of Ironforge, actually. Alright, so we need one more tongue and 3 more hearts. So we're getting there. There we go. We have all the tongues we need. So for a second there, it looked like I jinxed us, but it's caught back up, and we're now in the running for the final 3 hearts. how is our time going? Let's check and see on our record time. Yeah, so we're almost at about an hour. And this has mostly been spent grinding out these stupid Black Dragon hatchlings and multiples. Yeah, so this will take us into the holiday season. Monday on that, I should continue to make the... Monday we should be able to do a nice episode. Then Tuesday, I will make an episode. Instead of a playthrough, we'll do a lore one in the middle of the day. That's also Christmas Eve. My wife and I have some traditions on Christmas Eve. We do hanging out with each other. We do a lot of Christmas present wrapping and stuff like that. There we go. We're down to needing 1 heart. So it's going to be a busier day anyway. Christmas Day itself will be a little busy too, but we will kick off and try to do as many of the Christmas quests as we can. We might do them all. We'll see how long they take. But we'll at least do them all for Alliance. And I'll spend some Christmas time with you guys, and that's when we'll start opening our presents. We'll do that. That'd be cool. Get the heart. Okay. We are getting some good XP, though, on this. So remember I said I don't know if we were going to hit the 480. Well, we're up to 22,000 remaining XP. Which is actually about where Gleekantessa, I mean, started. So you can interrupt their fireball because it just counts as a spell. Okay. There we go. The saving. This is a hatchling, so. It did not get it from either one. Bummer. But yeah, we're getting good XP. We're at 21,000. So by the time we turn in these 3 quests, and we have a couple others to do, we might. Now we're back in business. We might actually we're getting at 300 for every kill. We might actually get there. We might catch up and be level 48 just like her, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so that will actually, now that's going to slow me down too, because I'm going to do these Christmas quests also on my own in that private time or whatever. There we go, we got it. Finally.
Inventory is full.
Perfect timing because my inventory is full. What can we drop? Guess I'll drop this single flame stack. I don't want to stack for that. Alright, and off we go. So we're going to now walk all the way up to turn in these 3. If you look at what's available in the quest log, there's 13,000 XP in the quest log. That's great. So we're going to be, it's 13,400. So yeah, we're going to be at we're going to be at 6,600 XP remaining. And, there's, I think, 3 quests left, so we're golden for sure. We're going to hit that level 48 faux show, which means we'll get to end this episode too by landing in Orgrimmar and training that move, which is cool. All right, so that's good. So Tuesday we'll do that. Wednesday will be Christmas. So Wednesday, Thursday we'll be doing Christmas episodes. So that really only means that we'll be about halfway through. So I think maybe by the end of next week, so when we start to be around 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 29th-ish, we will be done with Stranglethorn Vale for Alliance. And then maybe by the time my vacation's over, we should fully be done with Stranglethorn Vale, and maybe actually have already begun the Hinterlands as well. In my own personal life, I'm going to be trying my best to play. I'm not going to get a lot tomorrow, but I should get some the next couple days. Where I can continue working on. I did do 1 quest today in Daenaris. I'm on a grinding quest. I might have some bad luck. I'm looking for there's a drop quest. It's just a silly little drop quest But you know, since we're doing completionist, we're slaves to it. But I'm fighting the, what are they called? It's the pirates that are in Tanaris. Ooh. I look at the actual South Sea. We're fighting the South Sea pirates, and I guess there is a small chance, an uncommon drop, approximately an 8% drop rate of any South Sea pirate dropping a chest, a little footlocker, and that footlocker. For instance, I just killed 40 on the last quest, 45, somewhere in that ballpark, and one footlocker dropped, so 8% my butt. But in that footlocker, then there is another chance within the footlocker, around a 15% chance that in the footlocker, a drop quest item, some plans will drop. All right, so first let's turn in this Army of the Black Dragon, because that's this guy. I mean, this guy, we can tell him, hey, we did it. You killed many of the Black Dragon army. You brave torrent. Make dog happy. Now we can pick this. Yeah, the leather, the armor is not, the belt is not good as what you have. His shoelace, his disc is better, but I need to drop. How about, I guess I'm going to drop these 5 fish oils. Which allow me to walk on water. Okay, we'll take that disc. Alright, so that's cool. And then we can go into this person right here. We're going to sell over here too. So that was it. There's no extra step on that one if we look at the spreadsheet. So we just did Army of the Black Dragon. That's now done. Okay, now I come back over here and we go way down here. We did Army of the Black Dragon. Now we're going to go to the Identifying the Brood Part 1. Let's turn that one in. With the hearts and tongues of scorched offspring of the Black Dragon army, I can decipher what wretched beast introduced her spawn into our home. Perhaps with a greater knowledge of our aggressors, we can seek to destroy them once and for all and reclaim Stonewall Village from ruin. Of course, convincing Mok'Morokk to move his lethargic fat mass out of this muck hole is going to be an epic quest in and of itself. 'Twas a perilous affair, no doubt, collecting all of these hearts and tongues. I shall delve into the depths of the arcane to trace the origin of the black menace which has descended upon our former home. Okay, so these gloves are actually 1 smidgen better. They're strength intellect versus strength and agility, so I'm going to take them. This back is not quite as good, although it is better for healing. I'm going to take this, so my strength will... I'll trade my agility for strength, and I'm trading stam for intellect. Oh well. Okay, so... Oops. Now it says, Drazil begins to cast a spell over the hearts and tongues. So a couple things here. Let's put these rustler gloves on. The Brood of Onyxia! And we're going to take this heavy armor kit and apply it also. Cool. Stonewall Village was invaded by the Brood of Onyxia. But why would the daughter of the Black Dragon Lord Deathwing descend upon our lands? This is most troubling. Surely Onyxia was driven here for a purpose beyond laying siege to a small band of ogres. Notify Mok'Morokk at once. Action must be taken. So yes, we are lucky it is just a talkie-talkie. So we did Identifying the Brood. Oh, there's 3. I was wrong about that part, though. Whoopsie. So Identifying the Brood is done. And then that gave us the Brood of Onyxia Part 1, which is a talkie-talkie. So that is what it is. So now we go over to him and we're like, hey man, guess what? Onyxia's here. These are her babies. She's laying babies all over the swamp. We need to do something. Why you tell me about dragons? Me don't like dragons. Me like it here. No dragons here. You leave me alone now. Go tell the Zib we stay here. No black dragon here. So he's basically like, you suck. This is annoying. And the quest is just turn right back around and go back to him. So we are lucky. For all intents and purposes, it's 2 more quests, but they are, just easy peasy ones. So that's good. Before we do that, though, let's talk to him. Me's thirsty for grog. Me miss snuff, too. We're in Strongbox. You go get for Overlord Mok'Morokk. Go find south and old home. Me too busy leading ogres to get. You good, Torin. Me miss things very much. Me like you now. Alright, so this is... it's a significant improvement because it's 18. So before we were at 14, we're at 19. So we do have one that we're going to drop, but the armor increases, and we can put some armor kit on it too. So 9 strength, 9 stam. It's up from 9 agility. So we're going to gain some stamina. We are going to lose a total of 13 agility to gain 9 strength, some stam, and some armor. But oh well. So our crit rate will go down for these enormous ogre boots, but our armor is going to go up, and our stam will go up a little bit. And that's going to help us with some of the stam that we've lost. And that's the Overlord Mok'Morokk's concern has been taken care of. What does he care about? Well, he cares about his beer and his junk. Okay. So we are now going to go back and say, look, he doesn't care. This is sorry, but that's it. We are also, by the way, 7,000 XP off, which is great. That lazy coward! Mok'Morokk displayed strength when Rexxar was our leader. But soon after Rexxar's departure, Mok'Morokk fell prey to temptations of power. Rather than lead, he demanded. He does not serve his people, but rather expects us to serve him. Something must be done. The Brood of Onyxia, this is the final one before the finale. Onyxia's brood has been scattered across the Dragonmurk. It is imperative that no more whelps be permitted to hatch. Make haste to Wormbog in the south of Dustwallow Marsh. Surely she has made her lair there. Track down the evil dragon's eggs and destroy them. We will never reclaim Stonemaw Village if the surrounding area remains a breeding ground. As for Mok'Morokk, I have other plans for the sod. Okay, and that's what we get there. So, Brood of Onyxia is here. We'll turn that one in, part 2. And then we will open up the Brood of Onyxia part 3. And we're only going to need one more past this. Okay, so cool. We are almost done. And we are going to... This quest log in itself is going to basically get us there. But there's also the fight at the end. Remember, we're going to use slow to kite him. Just sell that, sell that, sell that. Sell these webbings, sell that. A lot of this stuff is... I don't know if I need to... Sell that. We've been sitting on that for a while. Alright, so this is a lot more stuff. I mean, I could sell the frog leg stew if I really want to. But I guess I'll keep it just in case for now. Alright, so a couple other things. We can make some bandages while we're here. Why not? Heavy mage weave bandage. Yeah, let's make those bad boys up. We can sell them. We're trying to earn up. We're at 260. I think 290 gets you heavy rune cloth. If we get that far. But you can take heavy mage weave all the way to the end of the game. So no worries about that one. Oh, I did forget. I was going to save the mage weave. Because we have the donation of mage weave to do. I did stop myself. Okay, I won't use it. I should have saved it. I forgot all about it. What else? Okay, that's reinforced. Can I cook anything? See, well, we can make some spider sausages, some more of those. I guess from when we got all those eyeballs for what's his name. Cool. There you go. We got 1 point of cooking. And good. We got a second point. We're up to 35. Yeah, if we find mystery meat, we have some of that. Yeah, that's it. There are some other... Once we get to Tanaris, there's some good recipes. Spider sausage is good. Cool. Okay, oh yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to do. I want to go make this leather. We can make 6 heavy leather, so let's just see. Maybe we'll be able to get some points on that. That would be cool. To make our thick leather, I mean. No points so far. Yikes. Okay, got one. I'll take it. Okay, perfect. So now we can actually save thick leather because we have some of this stuff. So now I'm actually going to save the rest of my thick leather as I get it because it's actually better. It'll be more useful to make this. We're going to chill on old thick leather there. All right, so this quest is actually not that hard. We have to go back down there to those trunks I showed you, and we have to break some eggs. The final Brood of Onyxia. I guess it's almost symbolic. We just have to destroy 5 eggs, but I guess by destroying 5 eggs, that's like, hey, we destroyed all the eggs. Another one of the Lady Gleecon tropes. She just loves the fact that, you know, you go walk into... Actually, maybe this is more my son when I play with... He doesn't play very much anymore, but there was a time period when he liked to play with Dad. 8th grade is not that time. Maybe one day he will come back to that time, but I have to kind of push it. That's another thing I want to do. There's some things I want to play with him. But he would love that. He just thought it was so funny when you walk into a place with like guys attacking everywhere, and it would be like kill 5 of them, and then you go back and like, good job, you killed 5 guys, and they were like, there was like 50, or there was hundreds. There's infinitely spawning, but you're cool. You just kill 5, or go rescue 5 elves. Like, don't just keep rescuing, just rescue 5, and you'll be cool. Yeah, so he's I have inspired in him, and I've kind of grown my son just by giving him the things that I would have thought were cool at that age. So a lot of the things, you know, I never had. I really loved complex, cool board games, and I loved video games, and I liked Dungeons and Dragons and role playing games. I liked those things when I was young. But my family was poor, and I did not get a lot of opportunities to have those. But I did have a couple friends who I would go over, and they would have tons of video games or game systems, or they would have a lot of board games, and it just blew my mind. I just loved it so much. I thought it was so cool. I thought my friends were so lucky to have that. Like, it was just a really... And I'm not a rich man, but... my kid is that kid now. Like young me, if young me had come over and played with my current son, I would be like, oh my God, you have all of the best stuff. It's got all the coolest board games and video games and computer, and just it's amazing. All right, so you're looking for these smoking areas. You don't technically have to fight anything, but absolutely it does help if you do fight. You can clear them out. And then you can break multiple eggs in one go. So once we break this person down, we can take 3 eggs right here. We only need to break 5. I don't think anything happens with them. It just takes a second, so you will aggro guys nearby you. So there is that aspect of it, but pretty easy. Considering what comes next. Yeah, so oh look, and one has already respawned back in. There's 4. So we just need 1 more. Or that one was buried underneath. I don't know. The only downside is there's now 5, so we're going to have to go to a second little camp, or little quest. There's one right there. So just find a way in. Maybe you fight, maybe you don't. There you go. See, this one we didn't even have to fight one for. We can break it in Ghost Wolf form. Okay, that's it. We're done. We're out of here. Okay, so now back to the village. That was a nice quickie. It took us longer to run down to the area than it did to actually do the quests. There's not going to be... When we're all said and done with this, we're going to have about 1,700 XP, but we have one quest remaining, which will give us at least that much. We might even... Oh, my auction of Widowmaker has expired. Nobody bought the Widowmaker. So I wasted it. I think I ended up putting it for sale for 50 gold, and I couldn't even sell that. So the economy is not at that level right now. I thought Widowmaker was a dope dagger, and it is, but not dope enough to sell for 50 when most of the people have left the server. Or fresh. I'd like to get my son back into playing this with me again, but the problem is, you know, at that age, there's a lot of understandable reasons why you might not play with your dad, and it's because ultimately your dad is not your friend. Not at this age. When he becomes an adult, then you could have that dynamic a little bit more, but it's hard to be friends with the person that makes you go to bed at night, that makes you, you know, do your homework, eat your vegetables, that when you make mistakes is going to give you consequences. It's kind of like raising the dog, you know, or training the dog. I'm not my dog's favorite, but I am the one that the dog is learning, is training the dog to be housebroken, is training the dog to follow the rules of the house. So, and that's how it is. My dogs like me. They like to play with me. They certainly, you know, my dogs love me. But, well, the little one is new, but she's falling in love with me already. But someone's got to have discipline. Someone's got to, you know, I have to use a stern tone with this little dog when she starts to have an accident in the house or when she has one, and these different things. So, I mean, that's about all you can do with a dog that small. Is just, you know, give it a short little stern tone. But, you know, it is what it is. So you have to... That's a sacrifice I think you have to make. You have to understand that, you know, I don't know that I would go so far as to say spare the rod to spoil the child in a literal sense, but absolutely in a figurative sense, that's 100% true. You can't be your kids' friends when they're young. You got to be their parent, although you can certainly have a good relationship. Splendid. It will be some time before Onyxia can produce more eggs. On behalf of my people, I thank you, Gleek and Soul. I've asked much of you so far. Perhaps you could do the Stonewall clan one last service. Mok'Morokk is not fit to lead us. Thar would make an excellent leader, but is hindered by his injuries and age. Drive Mok'Morokk from this place by force. Only then can we appoint a new leader to return us to our proper home in the south. So I can get mail boots that are not quite as good as the boots I just got. Those enormous ogre boots are better than those. These cloth boots are stupid. Strength cloths. I don't know why the ogres keep giving me that. I'll still take these boots of Zuatek because they are cool. But all right, so we just completed the Brood of Onyxia Part 3, and we're now going to be doing Challenge Overlord Mok'Morokk. All right, so I'm going to buff up because this thing is tough. I'll buff up whatever I can, okay, which is nothing. I guess I'll at least eat the well-fed buff. And I can do Elixir of Fortitude to give myself an extra hour of high life. But other than that, what we have to use is this geometry of this stuff right here. And we have to run circles around it. That's all we can do. In an emergency, do frost shock. We cannot allow this dude to do this. I think we could do, like, I could put this here. But other than that, I think what we're going to be up to, I could possibly let those go as I go, but we're going to be dropping this, and we're going to challenge him. You dare challenge Overlord Mok'Morokk? Ha! Me crush Tiny Torrid. Me, you tell me when ready for a good beating. Okay, I'm going to go this way. Ah, he got me. I couldn't run. So basically, you have to stay out of his little path and let the searing things get him. I wonder if it will... So you can't really get me from there. I wonder if he's going to reset. Oh, no, he's not. He's going to evade. Because he can't get me, he's evading. Dang it. Okay, so I've got to run... Oh, man, he got me good on that one. I got to figure out how to do it. Now I got to heal myself. So basically, you got to... he won't let you go right there. There's a way to... See, now he's evaded and reset. I'm doing it wrong. Yeah, you just can't stand in that spot. You gotta have him run. And just let that totem get him. Ugh. And then just, yeah, that's it. You just gotta kind of go back and forth and let it shoot him constantly. See, and then he's... you just can't let him reset. That's all. You just don't want him to reset. But he just reset, so I screwed it up. There's a better way. You can't, like, live up there like that. I also got to set the totem in a better spot. And I think you got to maybe keep that slow up there too, so he's slowed. Yeah. Just don't stand up there. So you got to just be smart about the whole thing. See, now he's coming back. And that's it. You're just kind of rope-a-doping, like tricking him into doing the same crap. Back and forth, back and forth. And then I guess maybe if I can get closer to him, maybe I could hit him with a little bit of stuff. Yeah. So I guess it's so far as I have good magic. See, I'm getting him slowly. Oh no! I got trapped in there. Nope, don't do it. Okay. Okay. So I'm just basically trying to make this work. I'm gonna see how that goes. So I guess I just have to be a little bit more like a little bit more like giving him a little bit more time on his cycles. I haven't done it this way before. I've never done this with a shaman, so just trying to... Oh, he resisted that one. Okay. So just, I guess I just don't want to use my magic too much, but you need to get him, like I said, you need to get him around 25% life. So right now he's about 75% life. And see, that stone skin totem is good. The earthbind totem, I mean, does slow him down some. And as you can see, like, he does hit pretty... Oh, he just hit my... He hit my stinking fire totem. He was like, I'll hit that then, you jerk. So I don't know if he's gonna... No, he's not gonna hit that one again. Good. But we need that. Okay, he's about 2/3 of the way done. He's about 10,000 life. He's got about 14,000 life. He's going full speed. Okay. Just hit him with a little of that. I guess you just can't stand up there, so just be careful that you don't stand up there and it'll be okay. Okay, this is... Okay, he's down... He's a little bit more than half-life. We just do not want him to reset. I mean, ideally we don't want him hitting me either. That was a good 500 crit. Okay, he's a little bit more than half-life. Oh, my slowing thing went down. Now he's going to go back. Hit him with another slow. I guess I'm going to drop one of these too. Maybe the mana will help me out. Okay, he's at 48%. So this is working. Even though it's kind of silly. Oh no. Okay, 47%. I mean, it does help when I throw that extra shock on there. That certainly does help. I think when I'm on this side, it's nice to hit him with the shock. And then maybe on the other side, if I hit him with the... Oh no. Okay, so he's at 39%. Uh-oh, both my things are off. Okay. So... Now my mana's getting a little low. Gotta let it recharge a bit. I'm at 35%. Maybe I'm gonna stick my mana right here. Since I stand here more often. Ow, he got me on that one. It's too far away. What? What? Oh, jeez. I had to use a heal. Couldn't get him. Okay, we did it. We got him. So he was at 30%, 30.2%. He says, "Me scared, me run now." So that seems to be the answer. Get him about 30%. He was at 30.2 when he ran for us. The cowardly fat mass, Mok'Morokk, fled like a scared child. You have done a great service, Gleekin Soul. Now my people can appoint a new leader, one who will help us reclaim our old home once and for all. So I guess this Chill Nail Splinter is a very good frost one. It just doesn't have any buffs. And then you have the Fiendish Skiv, a moderately decent dagger. It sells for more. We're not using either. And we leveled up. We're level 48. That's cool. Perfect way to end it all. We're going to get a 2% chance now to crit with our heals and lightning. Plus on that. So 3 more levels till we get to 51. At 52, we're going to get Nature's Swiftness. And then we'll go back up and refinish out the healing focus. Bring us to 56. And we're going to end this final 4 levels of purification. All right, we're going to astral recall our way back to Orgrimmar right now to level up our powers. And that's going to be the end of this one. I'm going to pick up from the Widowmaker. Pick that bad boy up. I'm going to offer the Widowmaker for sale. I'm going to offer it for 20 gold right now in trade. Just see if I get a taker, because that would help us buy the mount that I also want. So if I can get 20G for that, that's cool. I'm not getting anything else for it right now. And that would give me a pretty nice... That would give us what we need. Now, I would also like to go back... where are these? I'd like to go to Thunder Bluff, really, and do some leather working. But, you know, that is what it is. We don't have to do that on this episode, actually, because Stranglethorn's going to get us some. I can always fly there to start the next one if we have to. I hear that old dog barking. Alright, so I'm going to go sell now, including Widowmaker. Nobody was interested in that bad boy. And here's where we'll get some of the Christmas quests. That'll be fun. I've been seeing a lot of RFK lately. I don't know why, but I've just been seeing it all over. All right, so we got a gold for that, 75 for that, and I can get 2 gold for that. I don't know that I got my gold back, so that stinks. But that gives me 98 and change. So if we are below 90, if we're below 8 gold to level up, then we can also, when we're in Orgrimmar, when we fly back to Thunder Bluff, we can get a mount. So that would be cool. So let's see how that goes. It is going to probably break us, depends on how much we have, because we have our leatherworking to work on also. But I feel like we can set on the leatherworking. I'm not worried about that. All right, so we're going to go learn our shaman powers, and then I will fly us to Thunder Bluff off camera. But we did it. We did another episode in the stinking pipe, 5x5. We got challenging Mok'Morokk, Overlord Mok'Morokk done. We finished all of Dustwallow Marsh. Stranglethorn Vale is the capstone zone for tier 1, 2, 3, 4, for tier 5. So after that, so we're about 60% of the way through the game. We're going to be close to 2/3 of the way through the game in this tier. So it's pretty cool. Who do we want to learn from? How about this shaman trainer? Teach me. So we can. Oh no, we're gonna break the bank. Chain lightning costs 2 gold. That stinks. So chain lightning upgrade now gives us 424 damage from... So we gained over 100 damage. Pretty good. We gain an X rank of Earth Shock. It's about, it says 380 damage. Coming up from, that's a pretty big, from 249. That's pretty nice. And Stone Claw, it now does 390 health up from 310. That's really not that cool. I just can never really make Stone Claw work that good anyway. Hear that? Oh, barking out of there. Oh yeah, so we have just so many totems. Alright, so Flame Tongue Totem, we're learning the next Flame Tongue. For enhancement, this is going up to 42 damage when you use it, up from 31, so that's good. It's a third increase, 35% increase in damage. Frostbrand Weapon, that's the individual. Frostbrand is going up to 134 damage. 124, so just a small increase, 10 damage increase. I don't ever use that one anyway. And Lightning Shield, this is a big one for us. Each one's up to 154 from 114, so that's flat damage. So essentially that spell overall has gained 120 damage for each cast. So that's pretty decent. And then Resto. So first of all, we are spending 16 gold. We are now below. We did not gain the gold that we needed. I shouldn't have spent that 10. We have the healing. Ancestral Spirit is now 400 and 600, up from 240 and 4 something. So a slightly better heal. No big whoop on that one. That's just a convenience thing. So many moves for a shaman. And Healing Wave, my main heal, now can heal 1167 up from 874. That is good. I've been thirsty for that. I'm healing less than half my life when I heal right now. So now the fact that I can heal half plus crits is pretty good. All right, but we are now woefully short. We're 8 gold short of what we need. So I still am going to go to Thunder Bluff because I want to do the leatherworking, but now I'm not even going to worry about it. It looks like we did not make the amount of money that I wanted to make. So we won't be getting a mount on this level. I was hoping we would, maybe at level 50. That is a shame. But, you know, I guess there's a small chance. Do I need that silk at all? I could sell the silk at least. We'll do all that next time. And oops, I'm going down into this Cleft of Shadow. So when we're in Thunder Bluff 2, there's probably some quests. Stranglethorn is such a big zone. There's probably quests across the board for it. We'll take a peek at that. There are a lot. It's a cool area to do, and I'm looking forward to it. But this one is a wrap, guys. Thank you so much. We have another episode in the pipe, 5x5. I thank you so much for watching and for listening and for tuning in. That is a cool... I got to inspect that guy. That's dope. Dreadnought Pauldrons. He has almost everything Dreadnought. That was cool. Thank you, guys, for everything. And I will see every single one of you next time on the next episode of Lore of Warcraft. See ya!